Welcome to another episode of Deep Mountain Security. I was going to post another video today, but decided that this one was probably more important and relevant to the recent breaches or the recent vulnerabilities found in Intel's processor architecture. So, for starters, a couple things you need to know about this vulnerability. It's a side channel attack, so I'm just going to quickly demonstrate what a side channel attack really is. I'm not actually going to show you what it means, but let's say, for example, I visit a secure website. Here's a good one. Let's go to Amazon. Amazon.com. I can log in with my password, in the which case Amazon's going to store my credit card information, which I can then use to make a purchase. However, if I visit a malicious website, whatever that might be, then let's not visit it actually. But if I visit a malicious website, essentially Amazon.com is supposed to be private and have original content from the malicious website. The malicious website cannot see what I'm doing on Amazon.com, and Amazon.com cannot see what I'm doing on a malicious website. However, these recent vulnerabilities allow for something called a side channel attack, in which malicious website can get access to information stored by the good website. And this is definitely not something that is desirable. And so this is related both to not only your web browser, specifically Firefox is probably hit the hardest for those of you I know who love Firefox like me. However, being a processor architecture problem, you can also notice that it's going to affect Intel. So the most important thing you can do as a consumer right now is to make sure that your products are updated. Intel is going to have things posted in about here in the next week or so. Intel should have vulnerability updates and security patches for everything for your specific system, and I'm posting this link in my comments down below so you guys can visit it. There's this wonderful website that the United States Computer Emergency Readiness Team has posted, in the which you can go find your vendor product information here to find out if you are affected and what you can do to solve that problem. I will note on the Microsoft site, you will need to open it twice after clicking accept and having it take you to something that you don't need. You have to go open it a second time after accepting that thing, and then it will open it up, and you can read all you want about the security advisory and what exactly it means for it. And by the way, generally, Internet Explorer and Microsoft Edge updates are included with Microsoft updates itself. So like I said, I'm posting a link to this website in my description for this video. So make sure to visit this link for any devices you have that might be running anything from any of these manufacturers or vendors. Make sure to check it out. See if you are affected. If you are affected, the most efficient thing you can do right now is to make sure your system is up to date. So quickly here, if you're running Apple products, I'm not going to demonstrate that. Make sure your stuff's up to date. Apple is working on updates. But for Microsoft, Microsoft has issued an emergency patch. Most patches for most Microsoft products probably won't be out until Patch Tuesday, which is this coming Tuesday for Microsoft. If you want another video on that, let me know. I'll make sure to do it. But one thing you can do is come down here to your search bar, your Windows key, and type in updates. And we can check for Windows updates right now on your Windows 10 device. And they're also issuing an emergency out-of-band patch for Windows 7 devices, although, like I said, that might not be available for Windows 7 devices until a little later this coming week. But it'll tell me, it looks like we do have some security updates and some other things here for some different applications. So some of these are waiting restart, some of these are waiting installs. I'm not completely sure if this one right here, KB04056892, is the one that has the vulnerability patch in it or not, but you cannot go wrong by installing in updates unless you are a business. If you are a business, then there's always a possibility that installing updates before making sure that it's not going to affect your system stability is always a good thing, and I recommend that. But for all you consumers out there who are worried that your data might be compromised, go ahead and update. It's the easiest thing you can do. So here's how you update Windows, and you can restart now, and it'll install everything automatically. For Firefox, to make sure you're running the latest edition of the Firefox, press the left Alt key on your keyboard. It's going to say ALT. It's right next to the spacebar, and you're going to notice that this brings up a little drop-down menu right here. Not mine, but this one right here, and you're going to click on Help. and go down to About Firefox. And right here, Firefox is going to check and see, am I up to date? And it's going to say, yes, Firefox is up to date. If it's not up to date, it's going to say, ask you if you want to update, in which case you can click, yes, update Firefox. Make sure you're running the latest edition. It's not super likely that you're going to be affected by it. Someone's actually going to want to steal your data, but it is a possibility, and I want you guys to be protected. Another thing to note is that while they can see your data, it's a good thing to know that they cannot modify, destroy, or corrupt your data in any way. So make sure you've got your updates within the next week or so, and that is currently the safest thing you can do to keep yourself secure with these problems. Thank you so much for watching. This is Deep Mountain Security. Don't forget to like and subscribe.